Coming up next, highlights from the Yokohama modified production cars.
Action now from the Yokohama MPCs, SRAs and Silver Cup combined. Yes, that's the kind of action we like to see at a racetrack. But let's get onto the dirty stuff now, or should we say, the black stuff. And catch up with Jeff Langeveldt, one of our top contenders in the Honda.
Yes, yeah, so far we've had quite a good season. We had a good specific race at Pekisa, where we ended up taking first overall, and yeah, we had Midval today, and a couple of hiccups at Midval in terms of the car splattering, and but we'll get it sorted out, and we're starting off well, first in Class A.
And it's going to be a tough battle here. I can tell you, Golf versus Honda is what this has been for the last 3 seasons. There's some very quick little Hondas out there and some exceptionally quick little Golfs that are all going to be playing at the front end. Van Niekerk will be looking to close down on those Hondas and get through as quickly as possible. But Keegan Pottas looks like he's left the rest of the field at bay. And no one seems to have an answer to his pace as they get down into the very first part of this racing. George Economides trying to run with him. And oh, that's not good. The Tyco car pulling to the sideline. Brendan Hall already out of it. Not the way he wanted to start this day's racing, that is for sure. Paul van Niekerk now comes up alongside. Dirk Lawrence is in trouble. So is Langeveldt as they come up. Yes, Jeff Langeveldt outgunned there by the Turbo Tricks Golf. What a great bit of driving there from Paul van Niekerk, squeezing them both out down into the bottom end of the main straight. Oh, looks a little bit of comeback here from both of those JDM tuning Hondas. And it looks like Lawrence looking for a way through. Yes, well, Langeveldt goes first, but Lawrence can go as well. If Van Niekerk opens up the door here into turn 1. Watch for the late braking from the Honda. There it goes. The Ballard just squeezing through, following that CRX and retaking second and third place. Stablemate there, also in a Golf, Paul van Niekerk. Van Niekerk's lost a little bit of ground here, the two of them, and the two JDM boys going at it, hammer and tongs. No team orders there between the two of them. That's why Lawrence is looking on the inside and gets through on Langeveldt. Dirk Lawrence just squeezing his teammates out and forcing him. Oh, what a move there. Van Niekerk pushing too hard and running wide off the circuit. Not what Giles Darragh wanted, that is for sure. Couple of laps to go now. Keegan Pottas still leads things out, but the battle continues between the two JDM boys. And on the inside, Langeveldt returns the favour on his teammate. Dirk Lawrence going to come back at him into turn 2. Oh, that's great stuff. 1 for 1. You can have turn 1, I'll let you have turn 2. I wonder if Dirk's going to let him have turn 3. No, he's not. Oh, man, just shoves the door and says, no way, you're not coming through here. Shutting the door big time there on his teammate. Lawrence looking for this 3rd place overall. Trying to keep Jeff Langeveldt out. Langeveldt has had a great season so far. So has Lawrence, but the two of them, it's so good to see the two of them fighting so hard. And no team orders in that particular bit. Through for second. Here's the 3rd place battle. Heading to the line. And Dirk Lawrence is going to beat his teammate, Jeff Langeveldt, to the line for 3 and 4. Great running from all of our competitors here in the MPCs. Pottas wins, Economides 2nd and Van Niekerk in 3rd. Lawrence wins Class A ahead of Langeveldt. B's goes to McKay and C.
It was awesome. Jeff stuck his nose in everywhere. We went through most of the corners side by side. How we didn't touch each other, I still don't know. But it was awesome. Good team race.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next race coming up Nana, and yeah, we're gonna see how we run. Maybe run a little bit closer next time.
Yeah, but you stop bullying the old people.
Straight into race 2 action now. Is it going to be more of the same? Economides would definitely like to return the favour on the Honda boys, but he's outgunned by Pottas into turn 1, and Keegan Pottas will now look to do exactly what he did in race number 1, get away from the rest of the field, and look at that, he's already pulled 2 or 3 car lengths coming into turn 2. Big triple left-hander, and it's nice to see that big horseshoe-shaped bend, and it's definitely working out for Keegan Pottas' Honda. Going to go up and fight it out with the EV Dynamic Golf. Kroon is the one he's looking for. Daniel Luves as well in there too, as they come flying through into the bottom end of the circuit now. And definitely a manoeuvre being pulled there by Brian Peck as he closes down on the 2nd of those EV Dynamic Golfs. JDM tuning at it again. Yes, indeed. Lawrence on the inside of Langeveldt. I wonder if they're going to return the favour. Will Dirk Lawrence give Langeveldt
Yeah, I think it was a good race. Broke the motor on the last lap. It sounds as bearings. Jeff's also got a mechanical problem, but I think it was a good day for the team. Close, decent racing. I think our sponsors got their worth.
It was a good race. I wish it was a little bit closer. Second race as opposed to the first race, which was awesome. But yeah, we'll fix the 2 cars and we'll be back for the next one.
The future's here, it's right before
motorsport, and big crowds coming out here to be entertained by the Inland Championship as always. In the MPCs, it's been a bit of a tight championship as well. We've just seen the action in the BMWs, but I can tell you in MPC, it's also just as close for the top end of this championship. It's usually the Golfs versus the Hondas, and more of the same as they head down into turn 1 with George Economides trying to outgun the Hondas. There's a big mix of cars here. Remember, you've got our SRAs as well as all of the classes in MPC and Silver Cup, all in one category today. I'll try and spot them all, but we'll give you as best as we can. High-flying action as they go through turn 3. Nice to see the GoPro on the sideline. They're giving you an indication of just how quick these front-wheel drive cars are. And side-by-side action as they come through turn 4. He's on their tail. We go on board with him. Heading down towards turn 2. He's got a little bit of a margin here. Can the Pro Staff and JDM Tuning Honda find a way through? I think he might have to go side-by-side there with the Golf on his inside. That should be Dalton. Yes, there it is. The Extra Shoes Golf is still side-by-side. He has a look across as well. Tries to squeeze him out, but it's not able to be done. Eventually squeezing around the outside there. Dalton has to give up, and Langeveldt eventually squeezes in. Now we've got Golf, Honda, Golf, Honda. And awesome stuff from Fiat Blicknote, doing a great job in the mid-pack there. He, of course, is fighting in a chance to win the Silver Club class. And Paul van Niekerk, who ended up on the sideline. It's Langeveldt, Lawrence, and Peck in A's. B's goes to Dalton. In the SRAs, it was Duplessis. Sure, you're very happy. I think there's a lot of Mazda fans out there that are pretty happy as well. As we go now into race 2. Are we going to see more of the same? I can tell you it's going to be a possibility of very similar finishing order to what we saw in race number 1, but I think Keegan Pottas would like to just get a bit of retribution for possibly running out of something in the car at the end of race number 1. And it looks like the Honda just hanging on for now and looking for a chance to squeeze through. In fact, it's 4th place because just way through. Look at the gap he's pulled now on Van Niekerk. Van Niekerk under trouble and in big trouble here in turn 2 as there's a move from Langeveldt. Looks like Van Niekerk has just been rattled ever so slightly there. Paulie is going to have to come back. He certainly wants to come back at Jeff. The battle between the JDM Tuning boys and the EV Dynamic boys has been a big one all season long. And you can see Langeveldt losing out there. Looks like Langeveldt's actually got a problem. No, that's Pottas. That's Pottas, I beg your pardon. There is Langeveldt going past his stablemate, the other Honda driver. And Pottas has now fallen right out of it. The flag comes out. Van Niekerk now under pressure from Langeveldt again. They are continuing this little battle. This is for 5th place overall on the track. But remember, it's a turbo car versus a Class A car. And Langeveldt will be very happy with the performance of his car if this is the kind of pace he's able to find. Van Niekerk is looking like there could be a problem here. Can Jeff Langeveldt drive around his outside of turn 2? It looks like he might be able to. He finds some grip where there isn't any, and now tries to get the drive. There comes the turbo. It kicks in, and that's where he's losing out, unfortunately. Championship, though, is going to be blown. A's goes to Lawrence, B's goes to Dalton, and Class C going to Shane Kroon. In the silver...
Next, highlights from the Yokohama modified production cars.
As always, in the Yokohama MPCs with Silver Cup and SRA combined with them now, the battle at the front is between Hondas, Nissans, and of course those Golf Mark 1s. The high-tech racing man taking us through exactly what needs to be done, but he's got a battle of note expected at the front. Keep an eye out on JB Breert coming through in that Nissan 300ZX of his. Paul van Niekerk, Keegan Pottas and Shane Kroon in the Golf 1s, all fighting hard there. Charles Darrick will be there too. Here we go! As they head down towards turn number 1, it's a good start from Langeveldt. He's got the drop. JB Breert just squeezing Dirk Lawrence out by the looks of things into turn 1. And then the whole contingent race. He's normally a front-end contender. And usually even can run with these guys if necessary. Not at this circuit probably because of the long straight. But JB Breert is certainly enjoying the life. Certainly a yellow flag on the wall as Kroon went for that overtaking maneuver. Now under braking. Here comes that big ELB ZX300. And it's all over that JDM tuning machine. Langeveldt has got some work to do. JB Breert now trying to use the extra squirt of the Nissan. 3-litre power as it heads up to the top. And the top end of that long straight. JB has got through. What a move there. Well, I think maybe Langeveldt having some fun and games out there. Remember, Jeff Langeveldt looking to maintain his lead in the overall championship and in Class A. And looks like he might have to come back here at JB if he can find a way to do it. Once JB's got through, remember, he'll have the power here on the long straight, this little short main straight. But when they get down to the dogbone section, that's where the Honda comes into its own. Brian Peck, Kenny Darrick, and of course, Blicknote Jr. in the little Mazda space frame out there as well. A return of the favour for the lead. Langeveldt finds his way back to the front. And right at the probably the best place to do it. It is working very well here this weekend. Where is JB gone? JB Breett's gone missing somewhere on track. Jeff Langeveldt has got away from him, so it looks like a mistake out of the Nissan, and that's going to gift this victory to the man from the JDM tuning team. Great drive there from Langeveldt. A fantastic battle though in Class A. As you can see, Potter's taking the B's ahead of McGregor. It's almost ideal conditions for lap records here this weekend as well. So let's see if he's able to do it here in heat number 2. Langeveldt on the inside of Breett as they're going to turn number 1 there. Kroon on the inside of Dimito. Look for those little battles to continue here in heat number 2. Looking for a little bit more of a resurgence from Dirk Lawrence. He was very quiet in the first one, but Paul van Niekerk is going to keep him honest. Good to see Giles Darroch is back. He's just ahead there of the hard-charging Keegan Pottas. And you've got Dimito fighting out with Kroon once again. And look out for Jordan McGregor in that pack as well as they come through to turn 4. Paul van Niekerk trying to keep in touch with the Honda just ahead of him. That's costly because Keegan Pottas is now looking to pounce. Once again, a little bit of additional power from the 3 litre as it goes up that long straight into the Bridgestone flick-flack. And a good move there from JB, but has he been able to make it stick? No. Jeff keeps him honest and forces him wide through the second part. And now maintains, but he's on the inside line now for turn 1. Can he make it stick down into turn 1? Let's have a look and see. JB Breett going to be late on the brakes. Langeveldt knows he can play around with him a little bit. He found some additional pace at the end, but I think there was a mistake out of JB, which was costly. And he still finished second in overall as well as in his class, but I can tell you something, it's not going to be an easy race here for him to win the overall, especially with Jeff Langeveldt in the form he's in. Are you completely out? And now Kenny going to have to work from the back of the field to try and close things down on the man who's just overtaken him, Jordan McGregor. Speaking of overtaking, there's a maneuver. This time, can JB make it? No, he can't. Same maneuver, he gets into that turn perfectly, but unfortunately on the wrong side, it costs him his position and the drive out of the second part of the Bridgestone flick-flack. And as they come down into turn 1, Langeveldt hangs on. It's a great battle though, and I can tell you something, Jeff Langeveldt's had some good ones in his day in this class. This is certainly one of the best ones we've seen all season long, with a nice comeback here for the 300ZX of JB Breett. He's had a busy day. We saw him in action, not only in this Nissan 300ZX, but also in his BMW. And he was in just a bigger battle with another one of the... Now has a chance of pouncing. Can he get through? Here we go. A little bit of deja vu. We've seen this 5 times today. And on the 5th time, he makes it stick. So JB Breett just squeezing Langeveldt out, but Langeveldt comes straight back at him, pressurizing the ELB Nissan. And now looks to go on the inside. Cuts back slightly. Is he good enough on the brakes? No, he's not quite close enough. But look out for him down in the dog bone section a bit later in this lap to get back to the front and look for a double victory in the CRX. Take, a huge amount of cojones. It takes a massive amount. Good driving from Dimito to go around the outside of turn 1. Oh, looks like JB Breett has just kept Langeveldt honest for another lap. I don't know if Jeff Langeveldt... Oh, there you go. Just a missed gear. And can you believe it? On the final time of asking, Langeveldt gets the win, gifted to him by a missed gear coming out of that final turn. Oh, what a pity there for JB Breett. He'll still take his overall win in his class, but he wanted the overall of the day.
Yeah, no, it was a good, clean race, but a lot of fun, and close racing. And I think we need to have to upgrade, maybe put a turbo on this car of ours just to keep up with old JB.
Yeah, he's got a special little car underneath him, but once again the Honda's at the top, so that's going to be good for the championship. Yeah,
no, very good for the championship, and close call now with old Dirk Lawrence and myself running on top of the championship, so we'll see what happens in the next one at Spotcorps.
Let's catch up with the Yokohama modified production cars.
If you're a Honda fan or a Golf fan, this is the class you want to be watching on the day, because there is some epic battles that have raged all season long. Let's go straight into race number 2 now and expect a good start. This time a lot better start coming out of the Honda of Pottas. Great start from Langeveldt. Remember, he's coming from the back end of the field after they eventually got the car all sorted out, and he's already taken out Kroon. Oh, a big touch there between Kroon and himself into turn 1. Oh man, he just got back on track and he's already taken out. Shane Kroon just coming across the nose of that Honda. I think that'll probably be deemed a racing incident, but man, already action into turn 1, and that was only on lap 1, turn 1. So expect more of the same heading into the mid-pack of this race, and here we go. The Forenza squeezing through there, safe at. Lawrence is on his tail. At the front though, Pottas and Economini's getting away. Just behind them, it's van Niekerk. Where is Henshaw? He's just behind Fluchno Jr. So the Mitz Pro Mazda fighting with that Toyota as they come out of Sassel. Dirk Lawrence trying to run with that Forenza. Not a bad thing to do, just tuck in behind it. Try and get him to pull you away from the EV Dynamics and Turbo Tricks Golf of Van Niekerk. Here comes Langeveldt. He's on the inside of Swiggers. Ellis just going defensive on Swiggers, doesn't realize that Langeveldt is there. You'll have to keep an eye on him. There's going to be a little bit more work to do for Izoic panel beaters after that little tap into turn one, but he goes around the outside and uses the additional power coming out of that little CRX. It shouldn't be too much of an issue to go around the outside of Ellis, and that's exactly what he does, coming on and then tucks onto the inside of the Polo of Ian Ellis as they get onto turn four. So 3 Volkswagen products being shown the way around there by that Honda CRX, and Langeveldt slowly but surely getting to the front. There's only a couple of cars before he gets to his arch rival and good friend and teammate, Dirk Lawrence. Hopefully I'm going to see exactly what we can do when it comes to great action in the Yokohama MPCs. It's away from the gear down gearbox man. This is a great drive from Langeveldt. He probably needed about a 12 or 15 lap race if he wanted to get to right to the front. But needless to say, to come through on Paul Van Niekerk, that has moved him up into the top 4 overall. And from the back of the field of almost 20 cars, that's some incredible driving coming out of Langeveldt, particularly after being tagged in turn 1. Van Niekerk running wide there, goes through. Oh, that's huge! Massive blow up down the back straight. That's the Mateo! Oh my goodness, can you believe that? Something went dramatically wrong there in the laser.
Considering everything else we went through today, obviously had a good qualifying session, but then got smacked out of qualifying, couldn't make race 1. Managed to fix the car, the JDM team, and yeah, eventually we managed to come through race 2, and I think we finished second at the end of the day. So overall, yeah, it was a good one.
So let's see now which Honda wins out on the Yokohama MPCs and SRA.
It's been a battle royal between the Hondas and the Volkswagens all season long, and there's still a little bit of work to be done by the JDM tuning team. They're going to be pushed hard as they get to the start line and down towards turn number 1. Keegan Pottas, Jeff Langeveldt, Dirk Lawrence and Warren Fenton all fighting for the top 4 positions as they head down into turn 1 to try and find a way through. It's not going to be easy. You can see in the mid-pack the Golf's starting to get real. Oh, and real racing. Real people, real racing as always here. Getting completely out of shape and onto the dirty stuff. That's not where you want to be going, Mr. Paul Van Niekerk. But you know what, eh? Paulie's got a very good car and potentially could make his way back up rapidly. We're on board here with Shane Kroon. Further back, this is his teammate. And fighting also in amongst the Hondas and the Golfs, and a couple of Polos now thrown into the mix too. Look at that side-by-side action now as they head down there. And you can see just nothing in it. JDM tuning versus the EV Dynamics team. And hello, just being thrown in for good measure there. Have a look at that in the Sean Lereserve Pepper Racing Alpine Motors Polo. That's Mike McGregor. That I'm sure will be orange by the time it comes into next season and be in Grange Workwear. Take that victory. We'll wait for it. Across the line, it is Pottas that takes the overall victory though. And a great drive from him in the CRX. Langeveldt will come through to take Class A. Cool. It's going to be a tough one here. Langeveldt has got to go and basically win this race. Dirk Lawrence doesn't really even need to finish. So it's going to be a tough one here. Let's see what's going to happen as they head down towards turn 1. You can see already Pottas opening up the margin and trying to get away from this field, and probably going to look for a double victory on the day just to seal the deal. But in the background, we've got to keep an eye out on Jeff Langeveldt, Warren Fenton and Dirk Lawrence. Lawrence and Fenton side by side. You can see Langeveldt in slightly different livery here. That red car of his starting to pull away, and right on their tail it's Van Niekerk. Behind Van Niekerk, it's Franken and Mateo who's starting to make his way to the front end right from the word go. Nathan de Villiers out there too, and Heinrich de Villiers all fighting in their Golf 1s. This is Dirk Lawrence's point of view as he heads on the brakes and tries to keep Warren Fenton at bay. Fenton just gets ahead though. And now into third place, Dirk Lawrence trying to come back at him as they go through turn 5. Look at this. Very close between these cars, very evenly matched cars as well. But as I said, it's front though as we see that battle continuing down to the line. Jeff Langeveldt across the line. He'll be coming through a super effort there as he takes Class A victory ahead of Peck and De Matteo. Pottas takes the Class T's ahead of Fenton and Van Niekerk. It's Jordan McGregor wrapping up the championship down in Class B with that overall victory, and Kenny Darrick in C.
Class A, third place, Ibrahim Peck. This is one of the fastest lobbies you'll ever meet in your life. So much how fast, you can't believe it, man. So much how fast. Let me tell you something. He beat all your asses, man. It's okay, bro. We know where you are, bro. We know where you are. In second place. No. I hate it when I have to call this up, because every time I go and do commentary, I have to mention the fact that his mom's at the gate with his lunch. Dirk Lawrence. Dirk now has to go and build another shelf at the panel beaters because he hasn't got enough places to put all the trophies he's won. First place is his teammate, a great drive from this man. He's had a fantastic season. Jeff Langeveldt.
Keegan, you also go let them take a group photo, won't they?
We'll be going up 1, 2, 3 together.
Oh, okay.
In theory, at least.
On your own, Jeff. Then we'll get a group one.
Yeah.
At the end of the season. Third place going to Keegan Pottis. And it's a flip around in terms of the class results, because second place this time in index goes to Jeff Langeveldt. And first place, his teammate, Dirk Lawrence. Alright, and don't move, stay exactly where you are, stay where you are, stay where you are. Because overall, in third place, it's Keegan Pottis. In second place, it's Jeff Langeveldt. And first place, and your overall champion for modified production cars 2017, Dirk Lawrence.
So once again, guys, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the evening. Travel home safely, and we'll see you in 2018 on the track.
From our side, guys, as always, an honour and a privilege to be here. We really enjoy the commentary during the year, as well as being at the final function of the year. If you're going away, please go away, come back safely, and have a fantastic festive season, a well-earned rest. Get those cars prepped, especially that 1600 class in Honda, and I'll see you all in 2018. God bless. Cheers.
And that's a wrap of the show and of the 2017 season, and what a year it has been. Just a couple of thank yous from our side to all the people that do a lot you don't know about, in particular the team from Stardust, all of the circuit promoters, the marshals, the medics, the officials, everybody who has had any part to play in the Inland Championship this year. Thank you. You've contributed hugely to the success of this year. So thanks again, take care, have a wonderful festive season, and be safe with your families.